What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tino here, and we are here today, guys, to talk about the championship series of the MLB playoffs. We're down to 4 teams after having the wild card round, the divisional round, and everything else like that. We got 2 in the AL, 2 in the NL, and there's only 2 that are going to the World Series. So I'm here today. We're going to recap a little bit of the divisional round. We're going to give you our predictions for the championship series. I was supposed to have a video by Deech because Deech is not going to be able to join us here today, but it's not working. So Deech, I will tell you what Deech said and what he had to say, but for some reason the video is not working, so we won't be able to see him here today. But that's okay, guys. I'm here and I got you. Remember, we will be here tonight for Friday Night SmackDown as we have John Cena. We have Triple H. We got the return of the head of the table. Everybody put the ones up for Mr. Roman Reigns. So we got all of that. But before we do all of that, but first, before we do, and before we come back here tonight at 7 o'clock, we got to talk about a little baseball. So let's go and let's talk about these series that went down in the divisional series. And the first series that I want to talk about is the one that I feel, and I think at least I was most shocked about, at least. And that was the Baltimore Orioles and the Texas Rangers. We were on here, and I was here last week. I forgot what day it was at this point. It was probably last Thursday or Wednesday or something like that. And I told you that I thought the Baltimore Orioles were going to come back. They were going to do their thing, and they were going to make the World Series. Or at least that's what my prediction was. I had them going to the World Series. So, except they had to face the mighty Texas Rangers, and the Texas Rangers did not put up, and they did not say anything, and they just went out there and played baseball. Bruce Bochy did his thing. He's brought those guys together in Texas, and it's incredible. They spent a lot of money on guys like Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, Jacob deGrom, but he's not there. So, I mean, they did what they had to do, and they went in, and they swept the Baltimore Orioles right out of the playoffs. The Orioles obviously were the best team in the American League. They were the best team in pretty much almost all of baseball. And we all had high expectations for them. And we said it probably throughout a lot of the season. At least I said it a bunch. I thought the Orioles still needed pitching, even when the Sox faced them. Yes, the Orioles beat the crap out of the White Sox, but everybody beat the crap out of the White Sox. And the Baltimore Orioles were a very good team, and they still are a very good team. But I think their one downfall was not having enough pitching to be able to play with teams like the Astros, the Rangers, the Twins, the guys that are on those teams like Abreu, Correa, Seager, Semien, Junis. Like, there's so many guys. Adolis Garcia. I mean, there's so many guys I can go over that the Orioles just didn't have the pitching. So I think that if the Orioles go out and get that pitching that they probably maybe should have at the trade deadline, maybe, and I do think the Orioles will be back next year. But it was a good run. They had a great season. And if I'm an Orioles fan, yes, I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't make it any further. But the Orioles still went from losing 100 games a few years ago to now winning 100 games, being the best team in baseball, defeating teams all season like the Yankees and the Red Sox that stomped on them for years. So the Baltimore Orioles, you'll be back, you'll be stronger, and you'll be better. But the Texas Rangers, guys, we can't leave them out because they are now going to the American League Championship Series, and they are only 4 wins away to going back to the World Series for the first time in 10 years. So we'll have to see what happens with the Rangers. But now let's talk about the other American League series, and that was the Houston Astros taking on the Minnesota Twins. The Minnesota Twins, I gave them credit. They did their thing. They beat the Blue Jays. They did what they had to do, and I gave them their credit. And I said it on the divisional round when we were previewing the championship series. I said I thought the Twins would win one game. They'd feel good from winning and beating the Blue Jays, and then they'd probably fall apart. And not even fall apart, because they still did play good games. It's just this Houston Astros team, guys, is just really good. They're a really good baseball team. Jose Abreu's doing his thing. As much as I hate to see him in a different uniform, it's good to see Pito out there doing his thing and killing it for the Astros. and having himself a good playoff run. If anybody deserves it, he deserves it. So, only reason why I'm rooting for the Astros, and that's about it though. But the Astros went out and they defeated the Minnesota Twins to 3 games to 1. They won the series, and now they are going to their 5th plus, I think it's 7 to be exact, American League Championship Series, and I don't know who's ever going to beat this team. It's crazy. So, for the championship series between in the American League, we have the Houston Astros and we have the Texas Rangers. It's a battle of Houston, and it's going to be a good one. So, that series will begin on Sunday, and that's when all of the playoffs will begin. We obviously will have to see when the game for the Phillies and the Phillies. I guess I already gave away who already won the champion. Anyway, let's talk about that, and then we'll talk about the championship series because I did just kind of ruin it. So let's talk about that series first, because the Philadelphia Phillies went in, and the Atlanta Braves, I talked about it on a few episodes ago when we had Justin and Dietz, the season in review episode for the SouthSide Boys. The Braves were good. They had guys that had 20-plus home runs. The players that are on that team are Orlando Arcia, I can't say his last name, Acuna, Matt Olson. I mean, the guys that they have on that team are just incredible. And the stats that they all put up as a team is just insane. So I really thought the Braves were going to go in there and win it. But I shouldn't have counted out Bryce Harper and those mighty Philadelphia Phillies. They were in the World Series last year, and they want to go right back. So, Philadelphia Phillies, the Braves, honestly, I don't know what went wrong exactly for the Braves. I think they just got outplayed, to be honest, because it was a good couple games. It wasn't anything like crazy. There were a couple instances where, it was what it was, but that's going to happen anyway. So, the Philadelphia Phillies defeated the Braves in a series 3-1, and the Philadelphia Phillies are now going back to the NL Championship Series to take on one of two teams. And it was the Los Angeles Dodgers, the number 2 seed, taking on those mighty D-backs all the way in Arizona. Shout out to my man Corey. I miss you, Corey. Have fun in Arizona, bro. But his second baseball team, if he roots for the Diamondbacks, I don't know if he does or not. But Diamondbacks, they went out and they literally lit up the Dodgers. They swept them right out of the playoffs. And the Dodgers, I think it's the 4th or 5th consecutive year since COVID, at least, because the last time they got past it was COVID and they won the World Series. But other than that, they haven't been able to get past the divisional round in a minute. So the Arizona Diamondbacks kept that streak going, and they defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers in a series, and they swiped them right out of the playoffs in a series 3-0. The Dodgers didn't win a game. Clayton Kershaw got ripped. The Diamondbacks just had a good fun, and watching them play the last series of the season against the White Sox, and then seeing them play against teams in the playoffs like the Dodgers and keeping up with them, it's just incredible to see. Seeing what they did with the Brewers, I mean, it's awesome. I love every second of it. So, yeah. But that means we have, for the NL, we have the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the mighty Arizona Diamondbacks. And I got to say, the Diamondbacks are having a good time. Did anybody see them jumping in their pool? They were like, let's just go have a pool day in the end of they were having fun. It's a good time. I wish the White Sox had that, but White Sox can't have anything good. So, yeah. But we're now down to 4 teams. That was the recap of the divisional round. And now let's get into the preview for the championship round. And let me give you my predictions and also Deech's predictions on who we think are going to go into the World Series. So let's get into it. And we are going to tell you Deech's predictions first. Deech had a video that he made, but for some reason I can't get it in the stream. It won't allow me to. It says it's invalid. So as I always say, guys, you got to love technology. Technology is the best. Yeah, buddy. But can't do nothing about it. So Deech did, and he texted me who his predictions were. So now let's go and let's talk about that. Where did I go? I don't know where I went, but we're back. What's up, guys? This, as I say, technology. You gotta love it, guys. Technology. Well, anyway, let's talk about Deech's predictions real quick. Deech says that he wants it to be the Arizona Diamondbacks and he wants it to be the Houston Astros. And I know the only reason why he wants it to be the Houston Astros, just like I do, is just because he wants to see Jose Abreu on the grandest stage of them all in baseball. So I agree with him on that because I would really like to see Jose Abreu win. And to be honest, if the Texas wins too, I think it wouldn't be a bad thing. The one thing I will say about this series, though, is I do believe that this series will go at least 6 games. And I do believe the Houston Astros are going to win 3, or it would be 4-2. So I think the series ends 4-2 with the Houston Astros winning and moving on to the World Series. So that's what I have for the NL. But I don't know how many games Deech goes and how many games Deech does think that it's going to go. But I would like to say the Diamondbacks are going to make it. But after seeing what the Philadelphia Phillies did to the Braves, I think the Philadelphia Phillies are on a mission. And I think the Philadelphia Phillies are going to win. And I think the Diamondbacks are going to put up a fight. I just don't know how much of a fight it's actually going to be. And I think this might be the time that we see the Diamondbacks lose. And they kind of lose like the momentum that they were having. And they get outplayed by the Philadelphia Phillies. So I'm going to say that this series goes 7 games. Like I said, I think the Diamondbacks are going to put up a fight. I think it's going to be a great series. But in the end, I think that the Philadelphia Phillies are going to take home the W. And we will be seeing a repeat of last year's World Series where it is the Houston Astros taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. And then we'll be back here to preview the World Series and talk championship series. So I didn't think I'd get done with it as fast as I did. So we now at this time, I'm going to go over what we got in the chat. I'm going to go over what we got going down for Friday Night SmackDown and everything else like that. But also, before I do that, there is one thing I did want to talk about. So while I do get the SmackDown thing in the chat and all that good stuff, let's talk about what happened with Bryce Harper and Orlando Arcia, because there was a lot of shenanigans going down. And Arcia, that's how you say it, Arcia, was talking a lot of shenanigans about Bryce Harper. He was, and he was saying this and that. And then Bryce Harper went out there and he did what Bryce Harper does. He hit a couple home runs. He did the Undertaker thing where he he did like the Undertaker, like what the heck, like crazy guy over there. But I mean, Bryce Harper's the man. He does his thing. So Bryce Harper, unbelievable. And it's just incredible. So I thought it was funny, though, of what happened with that, because those guys just start fighting and arguments, and it makes the playoffs a little bit more fun. And the playoffs aren't fun as if it isn't as enough. So, guys, now at this time, let's go through the chat. Let's see what everybody's saying, and let's see what we got. Eric, you were the only one here, bro. Where's Jadis? I was for sure thinking Jadis would be here. Jadis said, not today, Satan. But, Eric, I appreciate you, bro, stopping by. Thank you so much. He said, let's go Astros. Let's go Astros. Let's go Astros. Eric says, let's go Astros. You love to see it. Who's more unlikable, Astros fans or Rangers fans? So I've never actually had like an encounter with a Rangers fan. So I really couldn't tell you exactly because I don't know. But I will say Houston fans, they aren't as bad as I thought that they would be. But I will say that I thought that, I don't know. So I can't really answer that question, but from what I've seen, I feel like maybe Astros fans are a little worse because Astros fans, I have a few friends that are Astros fans. I have a few people in the wrestling podcast that are Astros fans, but I have never had an encounter with the Texans fans, so I don't really know too much. So, yeah. But that's a good question, though. 7 straight for the Astros. Okay, so it was 7 straight for the Astros. Okay. I didn't know it was that many. I thought it was 7. I thought it was 7 at this point. But yeah. So let's keep going. Don't worry, the White Sox will get. They will not get Ohtani. They said they will not get Ohtani. Sadly, I wish we would get Ohtani. You didn't roast Jake. Do I need to raise? Do you want me to roast the Jake Burger fanboys? Do I need to roast Jake Burger? Listen, I love Jake Burger. But these Jake Burger fanboys out here and all these random shenanigans people that think the White Sox are trading Robert to the Marlins and that Jake Burger is the end-all be-all. Like, I get it. Jake Burger is a great guy. He was a good player. I enjoyed watching him. But he wasn't no Paul Konerko, Frank Thomas, AJ Pierzynski, guys that were going to bring us a championship and guys that were going to do their thing. So, yeah. So, Jake Burger, listen, I get it, but like it. How's Elvis and Nala? Elvis and Nala drive me insane. Are you going to stream any games of the series? Huh? What game? What game you talking about? Have you acknowledged your tribal chief, Jay Uso? I have not acknowledged my tribal chief, Jay Uso. What do you think about what Juice Robinson? So I actually, because they were both on at the same time, it was hard for me to listen to that promo. So I still have to go back and watch it. And I know I keep saying that with a lot of things. I just realized today I have no time to do anything that actually consumes of me sitting down and rewatching the stuff that I need to actually sit down and rewatch. Because every time I have time to do that, I got to get ready for a show. So, yeah. But, sorry. No Roman Reigns fans. Oh, Raymond. Oh, you said Astro. Did you? I swear you said Astros fans. Oh, Astros fans or Roman fans? Okay. Okay, so that's, I read that. I'm sorry. I thought you said, I saw the R and I thought you said Rangers fans. So probably Romans fans, because Romans fans are just too much. No, I'm just saying. So what are you talking about, the World Series? Listen, I've been trying to stream a game all season, but I want to know people are actually going to show up. And the White Sox are just god awful this year. And I knew nobody was going to come watch those trash games. But speaking of White Sox games and speaking of people, what's up, Deech? We can't have Deech in the show. Deech is working still. He did send a video, as I said, but I can't get it in the stream. So Deech is here in the chat. So Deech, I appreciate it. We already went over your predictions. So I did tell them what you said. I listened to the video, but I just wasn't able to show it. But I agree with you on the Astros, but I do not agree with you on the Phillies. Or on the Diamondbacks. I think that we will see the Phillies, and I think the Phillies are going to win. So I think the Phillies and Astros again. But, yeah, he said, I'll show up. Well, maybe we'll do a vote. Maybe we could do a live stream. Maybe we could get Deech to come and hang out. Deech, come and hang out, watch one game of the World Series. Maybe if it's like a game 6 or 7. Eric, talk Deech into it. So, guys, while we do all of that and everything else like that, let's go over what we got going down here for SmackDown. Let's go over what we're doing here tomorrow if you haven't seen. And then, if you have not seen also, let's announce and let me tell you what NFL game we will be going live for this week here on the channel. So first, let's go over Friday Night SmackDown. As I said, guys, we got the game. Triple H coming on the show. He's got a big announcement. Hopefully it's something big, but I low-key think he's just going to introduce Roman Reigns. So, speaking of Roman Reigns, after a couple months taking a little time off, Roman Reigns has returned, and the Tribal Chief is here to say and take over the day. We got Pretty Deadly taking on Butch and Ridge Holland as Pretty Deadly makes their return after they got healthy and he's out of the wheelchair. And then we got the GOAT, Mr. John Cena, the 16-time world champion. He was on NXT, and now he's on Friday night. Let's see what John Cena has to say, as it's the season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown. So come and hang out for that. And then tomorrow, guys, if you have not seen, I've been getting set up for it. I just finished downloading all of the superstars and all of the arenas. So tomorrow, guys, we're going to be here, honestly, as long as I feel like it, because I'm very excited for this one. and I'm kind of like going back to like my childhood a little bit. So yeah, but if you have not seen, guys, tomorrow, 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, come and hang out as we go back and we play WWE 2K23. But it's SmackDown versus Raw. We have the arenas. We have the superstars. We have some of the stipulations. I couldn't download a bra and panties match. They wouldn't have let me. So I'm sorry, guys. If you were expecting to see that, we can't see that. But we got the arenas. We got the superstars. We got a bunch of stuff that we're going to do. And like I said, I'll be here as long as I feel like it because I'm really excited about this one. I've been setting up matches. So, guys, come and hang out tomorrow, 5 o'clock, as we stay alive as long as we can to play SmackDown versus Raw, but WWE 2K23. And then Sunday, it's time for another week of football. And it's time to wake up early, guys, because we go into London as you guys voted, and we'll be watching the Titans take on the Ravens, Baltimore, Tennessee, Sunday morning football in London, 8:30 a.m. Come and hang out as we wake up. We watch some football. We have a good time. We see what the Titans and Ravens do, and we just watch some football. So that is the game we'll be watching here this week. I want to say thank you to all of you guys for voting. I want to say thank you for all of you guys for participating in the clues that I was trying to give for the 2K. And if you guys were curious, one of the clues, or I guess two clues, was the blue eye. We had the red eye. And then if you zoom in close enough, we have the where John Cena's blue, where he's blue glow, where it's like glowing blue. That was the third one. And then I took Vince's nose. So I don't know how well of clues those were, but I tried. So that's what I got for that. So listen, I agree with you. I want them to make it, but I just don't know if they're going to be able to get past the Phillies, because I thought the Braves were going to get past the Phillies, and the Phillies just went out there and just made the Braves look like a really bad team. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't mind it. I would not hate it. It would not hate at all to have the Phillies or have the D-backs in the, because that honestly, out of everybody that's left, they're the only team that I wouldn't mind seeing them win the World Series, because the Astros win. That's awesome for Abreu, but I don't care anything else. The Rangers, I don't care too much about because it makes me mad the White Sox didn't spend any money. The Phillies make me mad because the White Sox could have Bryce Harper right now, and the Phillies are just so good, and so it's everything that they do, it's whatever. So the Diamondbacks, they're the team that I wouldn't mind seeing, and then having to celebrate and see all the Arizona fans come out of the woodworks, and all of a sudden everybody's Diamondbacks fans. But that would be good. So that is everything, though, guys, that I have here for you. Like I said, not too long of an episode because obviously there's not too much to talk about. There is only 8 teams, 4 teams that were left, or there are only 4 teams now that are left. Or, yeah, 4 teams. I don't even know anymore. So, so not too long of an episode, guys. But I didn't want to come here, and I wanted to preview the MLB playoffs. As we are, guys, we have one more baseball show left, as it will be the MLB World Series preview show. And then I'm going to come back here. I'll do a little like thing of like maybe like a short or something else like that. But there's not going to be another like World Series recap episode just like last year. The last MLB season was a World Series preview show. So we'll be doing the same thing as we did last year. But hopefully we get Deech. Maybe we'll get a couple more people come on the show. I don't like doing these baseball shows alone. I feel like it's good to back and forth with somebody. So we'll have to see. And if you guys want, we'll put a vote up on the poll. And if we get enough yeses, maybe we will go live for one World Series game if we could figure it out in the thing. Remember, guys, also our schedule change will be going into effect in November. So don't forget about all of that. But that's all I got here for you guys. So remember, as I always tell you guys, to go and get yourself and go follow all the social medias. Go and get yourself some merchandise on bonfire.com/Tino's Tom. Go get yourself some Tino's Tom, some Southside Boys, any type of merch you want, we got it for you. So go and do all that. But if you can, I understand. Remember to subscribe, become a member, leave a super chat or two, all that good stuff. But if you can, I understand. Money's tight, Christmas coming up, all that nonsense, being an adult sucks. So I understand all of that. But if you can, do know I do appreciate it. So, guys, as I said, go follow all the social medias. Make sure to hit the like button on this episode. Let's get to 15 likes for this episode. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you don't want to subscribe to a membership, subscribe to the channel because subscribing is free to the channel and it helps me very much. We're only 16 subscribers away to 1,300. So let's try to get that within the next 2 weeks. So if you have not yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join the nation. Remember, we'll be doing another subscriber raffle at 2,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe, join the nation. That is Tino's Nation. And lastly, guys, turn that notification button on so you know when we go live next, which will be tonight for Friday Night SmackDown at 7 o'clock. So, guys, have a great rest of your Friday afternoon. And I will see you tonight for another episode of Friday Night SmackDown.